Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome if you're new. Um, Today we're doing a week ahead reading for Aries. Hi Aries, hope you're having a great day. Let's jump in and have a look at what the next 7 days looks like for you. Also, please remember to like, share, subscribe. I'm trying to grow my channel, and anything you guys can do to help me to do that, I would really appreciate it. Let's jump straight in. What's going on this week for our beautiful Aries, please, Spirit? What's going on? Ooh, the sun. Really like that, guys. Obviously, you guys are going to have a good week. Knight of Wands. Nine of Swords. Temperance. Ten of Swords. The World. Seven of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles. So as soon as I jump into your field this week, guys, I do feel like it is one of those weeks where the energy is telling you that you're going through endings and new beginnings on a really big level, and that the joy of those endings and new beginnings is about to start being relevant in your everyday experience. So I feel like with the Knight of Wands coming up, you're finding your passion this week in relation to the direction that you've chosen to head in, especially when it comes to work. You do have the Seven of Pentacles, which is like a world review kind of card where you're looking at what you've created so far. You're looking at the elements of the finances and the job and your direction that you're headed in life, and you're deciding what you want to keep and what you want to get rid of. Now, there is a warning here this week. I have to be honest with you guys. Don't get caught up in your head. This is one of those weeks where depression may actually be something that could be a bit of a block to you fully feeling these new beginnings as they're coming in. Because I do feel like there is, particularly in relationships, someone who is potentially sabotaging you in some way. So apply that as it resonates. I do feel like whatever this person is doing, it's behind your back. So you may or may not be fully aware of how it's impacting you this week. But what I will say to you is, whatever it is, you do have a divine protection, in the sense that whatever they're doing won't have long lasting or really devastating results. So just know that there could be a need for awareness this week in relation to what other people are doing, saying, thinking, and feeling about you. That being said, I do feel like overall it is a good week energetically for you. I do feel like you're getting the rewards for the hard work that you've been putting in, especially at work. Now let's get some clarifiers going. I do think it's all about blending the old with the new, to be honest with you. I think that honestly, when we make changes in our lives, especially to work or career, sometimes we can forget that we need to find the balance with other things in life. So it could be that this week there is a potential push for you to have a look at other things in your life and bring the joy back, because it can't be work all the time. And I feel like this is just a reminder that the light within you needs to shine no matter what. And so joy and fun and social stuff is coming up this week that I think is going to be quite pleasant for you, because you do have the sun with temperance. It's talking about taking the elements of your emotions and blending them in with the earthly matters to create a balance with all of those things. Heed the vibes. I think this is referring to that energy that I was picking up on before with this person who's potentially, I want to say, maybe just, hold on, just listening. Okay, so if you find yourself in a situation where you feel like you're hesitant to share something with someone, please don't, because I feel like there's this energy of like too much information sometimes can be a weapon. Tell your story. So I feel like when you are telling your story this week, heed the vibes. Make sure that you're telling it to people who actually want to hear it, because you are in a really good place, and I feel like you've accomplished a lot. And sometimes it can come across to those who are still struggling as a little bit arrogant. So sorry to be so blunt about it, but it's better to know than not know, right, guys? I I feel like there's this energy of you shining really light, shining really bright, and other people around you may not be in that energy. So just remember that um, it's time for you to rise, but it may not be time for other people to rise. But don't let that hold you back either. Like, I really feel like you guys have worked hard to get where you're at. And I think that you should definitely be in a place where you can share that with other people. So maybe just finding people around you that will celebrate your wins as much as you will, because those kinds of friends are invaluable. And I think that there's someone maybe coming into your experience this week that will really genuinely share those accomplishments with you, support you, and celebrate you as you rise up. Because ultimately you do have your practical affairs in order. It's like you've mastered the physical realm and you're in your power and you're sitting in a place of joy and contentment for you as an individual, because you've found your passion and you're moving forward with it and shining brightly and blending all of these things together to create an awesome outcome. So generally the vibes for you are really good. I'm just concerned that there's someone in your environment who may be trying to limit you in some way. So just remember that their restrictions are not your limitations. What else, please, Spirit, for our beautiful Aries next 7 days? There is a turning point that I think that you're reaching in relation to recognizing the divine matrix. The divine matrix talks about how sometimes things that happen around us don't really make sense at the time. It's only with hindsight where we can look back on those events and realize what the true meaning was or what was really going on. So I think this week, just keep that in mind. Don't judge things as they're happening. Wait and see the bigger picture, because as you can see, you are going through a big chapter change in your life right now. And I think that that takes time. It's not a 2-minute thing. It does take a few months to go through the really big stuff. And I think that's what's happening for you. I think for those of you who are working and in career, your career is starting to take off in a way that's actually quite good financially, and with other people recognizing your talent. For those of you who are not working or are not going through that, I would say to you, you're in a big chapter change when it comes to your identity and who you think you are. So tell your story with love, because ultimately your soul is shining through and it's saying it's now time to rise up, to look at things from a higher perspective and look at the bigger picture that's happening in your life right now. So I guess it's a call from Spirit to zoom out a little bit and have a look at things from the divine perception rather than the individual perception. Color. Make sure you guys are looking at what colors you're drawn to this week, because every every color has a different frequency that it's vibrating at. And generally we can tell what part of our life we're working on by the colors that we're drawn to. So if an example of that would be green for the heart chakra. If you're really drawn to the color of green this week, just know that your heart is going through a healing. If you're drawn to the color blue, just know that there's a healing in your communication and the way that you communicate to the world happening. So that will apply to any color. So just look up the meaning of the color and notice what you're attached to and what you're drawn to. And I think that you can gain some good information about this bigger picture that I was talking about before. And remember that it is a co-creation. So co-creation is all about recognizing our power in the world and knowing that we are co-piloting with the universe. So you are a powerful being of light, and I think that you're making some real career goals and you're making some real progress in manifesting the physical elements of your life. So just know that you are going through a bigger turning point, and that your co-creational ability is the ability to look at the bigger picture, to rise yourself up and tell your story from a place of love, knowing that the vibes around you aren't necessarily always yours. So take what's yours, resonates, and leave what doesn't resonate, because you're going into an expansion, you're going into a growth, you're going into the ending of the old self and the beginning of the new self. And with that sometimes comes some opposition. So overall, though, I think it's a really great week ahead for you guys. A lot happening in the career front, a lot happening emotionally and internally, and I will see you guys in the next one.